What is going on, everybody? I want to talk to you today about how thankful I am for dividend funds, just in general. Doesn't matter if they're high yield or low yield, it's irrelevant, just for dividend funds in general. And I do want to talk about the powerhouse that NVDY is. This is Mike, the tactical stock scalper. All right, baby. I have a health issue. It's called Factor 5. I know it sounds like some kind of space age thing, but it's a blood clotting issue. And it's hereditary and stuff like that. And so I had some downtime over the past few days. And it got me thinking a lot about a lot of things. But how thankful I am for dividend funds. And the freedom like it can give my wife or myself. So we don't have the drip set on. We have it where we get paid and it just shows up, right? Whenever payday is in the account. And how much freedom and flexibility that gives us. Like if we had the drip on, and I know it just takes a button to press it to change it. But for someone like my wife who, you know, doesn't understand the platform, this and that, it just makes it so easy that the money is there whenever the disbursements come in. That's it. And how much like flexibility and freedom that gives us. Because while I'm still alive, before a blood clot goes in my heart or my brain or whatever, I can put those dividends into whatever I feel, whether it's a dip or build up a different position. I don't have them automatically reinvested. There's nothing wrong with either way. It just, for us and what we want, it just gives us a lot of freedom. And how great these funds are for people that may be in this type of situation where you're getting them, you know, however you get them, every week, month, quarter, whatever, how it comes in and how you can use that money versus selling a stock or something like that in a growth fund. And how much freedom that has really given us and will give us in the future. So I'm just honestly just really grateful for dividend funds in general. Doesn't matter the kind, just in general, and how it really is going to help us out in the future. So there is that. Now I want to talk about NVDY. This thing has just been a doggone powerhouse. And I don't really follow their calls. Like I'll watch Retire on Dividends videos about it and stuff like that. But, you know, I'm down $1.87 in share price. But through all the dividends I've collected, through the whole time I've held this doggone thing, total return is way, way up there. Now I know, particularly with high yield funds, it's all about the underlying, right? If you have a bad underlying or the underlying, you know, drops for a year or two or whatever, your high yield fund's going to be down. That's just it. But this NVDY just continues to perform. Therefore, NVDY continues to perform. And I couldn't be happier with it. And the disbursements, dividends, whatever you want to call them, that we get every month has just been wonderful. And it's just great. Now, we are, whoever owns it, very fortunate that NVDY has just continued to be an amazing stock. That's it. It's not even back up to all-time highs yet remains stable. It dips, then goes back up. It has just been great. And it's got to be one of the best ones out there that YieldMax has as far as total return goes. And I'm just like in awe on how well it performs month in and month out. Now, I don't know who would be down on this. I guess if you bought it at the peak, right? Just like anything else, and it went down, but I would think over time, I don't know this, know anyone's account or whatever, but I would think over time, if it continues to be stable, you would eventually get that money back and you would be ahead. But since I bought in it so long ago, and I didn't fortunate enough not to buy it at the highs, that it's just been an excellent performer. Now, we are fortunate that NVDY continues to be amazing. And we're also fortunate that high yield funds came out basically when the market was going up for the last year and a half. And how incredible that's been for most people. And I think it's great, right? But we know this. We know these are going to perform, high yield funds in general, when the market's going up, just like any other stock, I reckon. Just like if your underlying's going up, they're going to perform well. We know when a market is choppy, they're going to perform really well. But I don't know if we will all feel the same way about these funds when we get a prolonged market downtrend. We just don't know. Now, we do know that they won't fall to the level, percentage-wise, of their underlying, because we do get some buffer protection from their strategy, right? But if the market continues to go down and down and down, and then it starts to go back up, will YieldMax have the ability, or will they allow it with their strategy to actually go back up and catch some upside? And that's something we won't know until it happens. But to me, it is kind of, a little worrisome, right? Which is why we are gearing our account more towards what I would consider safer funds. I know people have a different opinion on that, but still something that will catch more upside when the market goes back up or the underlyings go back up. And time will tell if their strategy will allow that to happen. I don't know. Nobody knows. We can speculate and guess, but until it happens, we just don't know. But while the markets are ripping, while NVIDIA and let's say AMZ, because AMZ has been wonderful too, while these continue to go up, their success has just been wonderful with YieldMax, and I'm very grateful for them for that. For me, I just gotta be a little more defensive and be ready for when the eventual, it's going to happen. When? Who knows? But for the eventual downturn, for the eventual prolonged downturn, to get defensive. But I'm still going to hold NVIDIA. I still haven't even built up to the amount of shares I want on that yet. And the same thing with AMZ. I'm still not to where I want on those, so I'm continuing to build those. But I sold Phoebe for profits a week ago, something like that. And I'm just holding that cash, waiting. And who knows when that correction or prolonged market downtrend will occur. Now I could be holding that cash for a year. Who knows? I'll just use it to trade or whatever, so it's not just sitting there. Or maybe I'll just dump it into SVol and use that as like a savings account, and then pull it when we start seeing some kind of market dip or correction. But thankful for dividend funds, and I am so grateful for NVIDIA and AMZ. These things have just been wonderful. Talk to you later. This is my Tactical Stock Scalper out.